Well, hello. How's it going? Facepalm America, I'm Beowulf Rockland. Thanks so much for being here. I wanted to give you a quick update because there is some interesting news. And hopefully that means that we can get on with the business, I think, as we've all been hoping for, of prosecuting and finally bringing to justice Donald Trump. We've been engaged in this farce in the Fulton County case in Georgia, where DA Fani Willis has been the focus of attention for no good reason, because nothing she did or didn't do impacts one way or another Donald Trump and whether he was guilty or not. He is guilty, and that'll be demonstrated, but this is a huge distraction and a huge delay. Well, today we have this ruling. Judge Scott McAfee has ruled in Georgia that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis can continue prosecuting Donald Trump and his co-defendants, but only if Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade steps down. Now, Fani Willis, Nathan Wade had a relationship, and there were questions about how that impacted the process. Again, nothing that would impact the process for Donald Trump. It doesn't have anything to do with anything except Fani Willis and her personal relationship. Maybe it was inappropriate, but it didn't have any impact on the process or fairness for Donald Trump. In his Friday ruling, McAfee wrote that the defense had failed to meet its burden, proving that Willis acquired an actual conflict of interest in this case through her personal relationship and recurring travels with her lead prosecutor. But the judge went on to write that the record in the case highlighted a significant appearance of impropriety that infects the current structure of the prosecution team. Sure, maybe it was inappropriate, but it didn't impact whether Donald Trump got a fair hearing or not. So, here are the options, according to the judge. 1, for Willis, along with her whole office, to step aside, which would mean the case would be reassigned by a state panel to another officer prosecutor. The second option is for Wade to withdraw, which McAfee wrote would allow the district attorney, the defendants, and public to move forward without his presence or remuneration, distracting from and potentially compromising the merits of this case. And I'm sure that the second option is what's going to handle, because if they restart the whole thing, that's just completely ridiculous. They prepared this case, they've gathered the evidence, and they're ready to move forward. Finally, after this nonsensical distraction. Defendants in the election-related racketeering case. You see, we're still not talking about what the basics of this case are up until this point. It's completely nuts. We've been talking about Fani Willis this, Fani Willis that. It's not about Fani Willis. It's about Donald Trump. Defendants in the election-related racketeering case against Trump and others argued that Willis and her office should be disqualified from the case, alleging a conflict of interest, blah, 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 blah. See, I'm scanning this story, which is on MSNBC.com, about, is there anywhere here where they talk about, reminding us, even a few paragraphs down, what this case is actually about? They have a link where it says election-related racketeering, but do they actually spell it out? You see, I'm reluctant to even read the rest of this. I'll read this paragraph. The allegations did nothing to change the facts of the election subversion charges against Trump. Thank you. And his co-defendants, but imperiled the prosecution nonetheless because it's a circus. That's why. Because of a technicality. Let's remember what Trump did. He tried to overturn an election. Do you remember that call with Brad Raffensperger? What a name. I much prefer saying Fani Willis than Brad Raffensperger. Too many syllables in that last name. I should talk. I have a weird name too. But remember, find us, 11,000 votes. That's what you need to do. That's what the President of the United States said to the Secretary of State of Georgia. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about someone who has violated the law, someone who's trying to overturn the election, somebody who's trying to cheat. Fani Willis, whether what she did was right or wrong, didn't do any of that. This is about Donald Trump. Let it continue to be about Donald Trump. Okay, that's all I want to say right now. I just want to update you guys. We'll talk about it more later. So take care. Check out facepalmamerica.com, all that good stuff. Share this episode if you can, and until next time, enjoy the day.